Hello, everybody. We're starting now. We're going to go over expired listings, why they're good, how to do it, tips, and some additional resources. So let's get on with it. You guys can see my screen. Katie, like yell something.
Yep, you're good.
Cool. All right. So as you guys know, expireds, listings, or withdrawns, whatever you guys want to call them, they're pretty much the same thing. Essentially, an expired listing is a listing that was listed with the realtor, a property that was listed with the realtor, and for whatever reason did not sell. Okay. A withdrawn property is the same thing. Property that was listed with the realtor. Let me go back to the expired. The expired listing is something that was listed with a realtor, but it did not sell within the time frame of their listing agreement. Okay, so yeah, 6 months listing agreement. It didn't sell in 6 months. Turn expired. Be the same for a 12-month listing agreement. Withdrawing is kind of the same thing, but they withdrew it before it actually expired. Whether the agent got fired, whether they decided to just take it off the market, or a combination of both. Okay. So, but both are still really good ways to get additional business. And especially right now with the coronavirus going on and this weird thing we're seeing right now, these expired listings, there might be a really good resurgence into this. Because before all this happened, expired listings were getting harder and harder because there's such a good market. You know, the properties that you were taking on were really problem childs, okay? Or vastly, something was wrong with them. Or the realtors was really horrible, okay? So we're getting this day and age where, you know what I mean, maybe properties might start staying on the market for a little bit longer, which gives you guys a chance to, you know what I mean, offer up your services when the other realtor doesn't make the cut, okay? A lot of times why properties do not sell, as you guys probably know, probably the biggest one's going to be it's going to be overpriced, not taking a listing where, not taking a listing that's overpriced, pretty much being a yes man to your client. And that never does anybody any good, okay? If you take overpriced listing, this is generally you're gonna end up on in the expired list, and then give the other realtor a chance to essentially. The funny thing is, it is funny how it works. You would take an expired listing because your client wants to try it out, say at $350, and the property is really worth for $320. They'll try it out for $350 on you, get mad at you, fire you, and then they'll hire the next realtor at $320. So it's funny how that works. So just don't do that from the get-go. If someone wants to try to list a property way overpriced, you know what I mean, just probably better off referring it to you know what I mean, tell them, hey man, just go with another realtor. So I'll catch you guys in 6 months when you guys are ready to list at my price. So always keep that in mind. So biggest one is agent overpricing. Agents did not take professional photos. Agents did not present the property properly. The agent did not market the property properly. The agent was a poor negotiator. Agent was inexperienced. So with that, you know what I mean. I'm sure all you guys have seen like the really crappy photos on the MLS. Okay. It's crazy the vast amount of people that take horrible photos for the listings. I'm amazed at how the owners don't look that up and see what's going on. But anyway, that could be a really big factor, especially when it's a very competitive market, and you're kind of on that cusp of being kind of overpriced anyway, or you're just in a really tough subdivision where there's a lot of other competition coming around. So taking professional pictures is very important. The agent did not present the property properly. This should be key, especially for certain properties. Maybe it was even, you know, we didn't present it in the light it should have been, whether it's description, whether it's the type of marketing it needed, whether it's helping the client, the seller, actually give them that constructive criticism, that consultation to actually make adjustments to the house. Whether it's, hey man, it'd really help if we do some landscaping out front, or we paint this wall, or stage the house, or whatever the might be. Hey, clean up your damn room, okay? The agent didn't do that, so it showed badly. The people got to the house, you know what I mean? It just did not show correctly, did not show properly, and they went with another house. Another big one is the agent did not market the property properly. Good thing for you guys over here at Century 21, like our listing distribution and syndication is like super good, so we don't have that problem over here. But you'll notice, we start looking at these expireds, how most of them are gonna be smaller companies that don't have as good of distribution like we do. I think we like distribute on like 400 websites or something like that, so it's crazy. Plus everything else we do. So the property just was not marketed properly. Another big one is the poor negotiator. So this starts becoming a combination of a couple things. Maybe it was a little bit overpriced. Maybe they didn't take photos. It was presented improperly, but they still managed to get a deal, a contract in. But then the agent just didn't negotiate or didn't handle the whole transaction correctly, which made everybody mad, and the whole deal fell apart. You'll see that a lot of times. And then when that usually happens, the client will be upset with the realtor, and either fire them. Agent was inexperienced. That means obviously the agent was new. Agent didn't really know what they were doing. They weren't keeping up with the client, with the seller. Wasn't doing what they're supposed to do. They got fired. So big reason. The other agent's loss is your gain. So we just need to show the seller that we could do better as far as marketing the property, servicing them. This is a customer service business, and you're on the ball. Okay, like I always say, people want to work with the experts. So before all this even happens, yeah, I need to add this part in there. Before all this even happens, like, let's make sure all of our stuff is ready to go. Okay, so the same thing I told you guys the other day. Just have our real estate website going. Let's do all of our trainings. All the stuff I always say, like, it all builds into each other. So you guys are gonna try to jump into these expired listings without having everything together. You're just gonna be spinning the wheels. Okay, so I need to definitely add this. Let's prepare. Okay, let's have our real estate website looking. They're gonna look you up. You're gonna try to set up an appointment with these people. They're gonna look you up. They want to see some content on there. Have your Facebook ready to go. Have some reviews. Have training. Do as much training as you guys can. Know what you guys are talking about. Know the market. Okay, so big thing. Oh yeah, also have a listing presentation. Know your listing presentation. Know what you actually bring to the table. Okay, so if somebody asks me straight up, it's like, hey, what makes you different? Okay, you want at least 4 quick things you can say real quick. So big thing. I see this way too much actually. I definitely need to put that on there. We need to prepare. Before we do anything, we need to prepare for all this stuff. But once we are properly prepared, we know the market, we have our listing presentation ready to go. So you guys don't have a listing presentation, and when these expired, you guys say, hey, come on over tomorrow. And then you're going to come up to me or Katie, and we're going to be scrambling to put together a mediocre listing presentation. Okay? So let's have all that stuff ready to go even before all this happens. Know your market as well. If you're you want to kind of show that you know what the hell you're talking about. Okay, so let's get all that stuff together, but let's get into expired listings after my little rant. How do you get the expired listings? There's a couple of different ways to get expired listings. There's a bunch of paid services. A really good one that I used to use back in the day is called RedX. I think they're the best ones out there. Because they're, it's really simple, really easy to use. Numbers are usually really good. There's another one called Mojo Dialer. I'm sure you guys have heard of that one. And there's a couple other different ones. We have one totally free for you guys that we provide. So we provide a list for you guys. That's 100% free. So it's going to be a little slower. It's not as productive as these other services. But granted, some of these services cost $300, $350, $200, $350. So I don't want you, like I always tell you guys, I don't want you guys spending money on anything until you know for a fact you can make money with it. Okay. So at first, let's use the free stuff that we provide. And then if you end up liking it, you have some success with it, then we could jump on to Red X or Mojo, which has some better list and have some tools that make you more productive as far as like auto dialers and auto text messages and blanket voicemails and stuff like that. Really cool stuff. But I'm going to show you an example of the expired list. Oh yeah, so the expired list that from us we give it to you guys in the form of an email, okay? So I'm going to put in the chat room. Whoever wants the expired list, I'm going to put in the chat room the email to put in there. And it's Lindsay Cariotti, which is Al's daughter, and she handles the list, and we'll send it out to you every morning, okay? Around 9 o'clock every morning. So let me double check. All right. So if you guys check in the list, in the chat box, I put her email address. So just email her saying, hey, I want to be on the expired and for sale by owner list, and she will put you on the list, and you will get it every morning on the dot. So, and I'm going to show you how that kind of looks like. So you guys will get an email from Lindsay. It looks like this for sale by owner and expired 4/29/20, and it's going to have these 4 documents. Okay. I like to skip these Word documents or whatever it's called, because it gets really confusing. You're not going to really use that unless you're uploading that list into, say, you have a Mojo dialer, and they could, filter a bunch of stuff out. But what we're really going to focus on is going to be this list and this list. The reason I like these lists is that it's super easy to read and understand. So click on that and give you a little download, and it's going to essentially bring you to this page. All right. So this is pretty much how our expired listings looks. As you can see, it has all the pertinent information that we need for making stuff happen. All right. So you'll see the property address, the MLS ID, status expired, phone numbers, agent remarks, company, price, all that good stuff you guys want. So that's a bit of an example. Let me double check on this real quick to make sure I'm on track. All right, so now we're just gonna go over, what you should be doing when you're hitting this list. So every morning, like the keys with these expireds is you gotta be one of the first people that talks to them. Okay, in the morning, yeah, preferably like 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. You gotta be one of the first people these people talk to, because remember, a lot of realtors are talking to these people, are trying to hit this business up. They're cool with talking to the first realtor. They're cool with talking to the second realtor. By realtor 3, they're like, damn, what the hell's going on? By realtor 7 or 8, they're like, I'm done talking to you guys. I'm just hang up. Okay. So the key is be like one of the first 2 or 3 realtors to talk to them. And as you guys see, man, like, trust me, it's easy to become one of those top 3. Like, think about how many people that you've seen around calling expireds at 8:30 in the morning. You haven't really seen any of them. Most realtors don't do it. So, but they will call them at 4 o'clock in the afternoon when they've been blown up already. Okay. So essentially, you want to be one of the first people that they're talking to. Call them right when you get that list. That should be part of your prospecting time. You block out an hour just to hit these expireds. You can talk to them a couple different ways, which we're going to kind of go over. But big key point is first thing in the morning, start talking to them. Another big key is what we're kind of looking for, okay, which is crucial. We are looking for the listings that we can actually help, all right? We're looking for the good homes that have bad photos, bad marketing, small company, bad agent. We're looking for that. We're looking for people that we can actually definitely help. Like if I see a good listing with horrible iPhone photos and everything else looks like crap, I get excited because I know if I put my spin on it, my marketing on it, I know for sure I can sell that house. So those are the golden nuggets that we're looking for in this list. The list is big. There's a lot of people on this list. Generally, it's like 20-something names or maybe 50 names. I was seeing 50 names for a long time. I was just looking at this list. This list is a little short, but this is every day. But I'm looking for people that I could definitely help. Those people I get excited about, okay? And it really gives you some courage behind your conviction if you definitely think you could help this guy and get them sold, okay? And they can trust me. The people they could definitely feel that, okay? So you want to look for the right properties, call them early, and then also another properties I'm looking for is homes that need TLC, okay? Homes that need time, love, and care. The ones that are all beat up, all messed up, okay? Because a lot of times we could easily put them onto an investor, or we have that cash offer program. So that'll definitely allow us to make some things happen, which other companies wouldn't be able to. Which they're gonna get a low ball offer anyway. So don't worry about the cash offer company giving them a low ball offer. That's gonna do it. That's the only way that their house already expired. They're desperate. The house is beat up. They know it's beat up. So look for key terms in this when you're looking at these descriptions on that stuff. So it says like, hey man, time, love, and care. What's the contractor special, stuff like that. That's like automatically comes off to my head like, oh damn, cash offer program. Or if I'm working with an investor that I know for a fact buys properties, you know what I mean? I have a list of them and I was like, hey man, this is out. Okay. And it's a great way when you're making contact with these sellers, like, hey, my company has a guaranteed cash offer program, or hey, I work with a bunch of investors. I'd love to show you what I do for my marketing. That's geared towards investors. Okay. So look for the right properties, start early. Oh yeah, big thing is consistent. Just do it every day. Okay. At the same time, so all this stuff, it revolves around me re-looking up the property on the MLS. Okay. So for instance, I'm on here 4867 England. So as you can see, this property is still active. So a lot of times properties will expire, or it expired and then quickly got relisted with either a different company or maybe the same company. So as you see, this one is active. So this one you do not want to call. Okay, they're active. They're currently working with another realtor. See this guy, what company? The same company. But as you see, man, it's a nice looking listing. So on to the next one. Go down here. And this is a quick shortcut. If you guys ever looking for property, say you're on floor time or doing something, and you're looking for a quick shortcut on how to find a property, just put the number and then the street name. Don't put street, don't put boulevard, don't put city, just number and the street name, okay? So as you can see, this one is expired. As you can see, it's a nice looking listing too. But obviously you want to start looking at the pictures, see, like, you know what I mean? We start looking at something like this, and we, you know what I mean? The guy did everything right. It's a nice looking house. Okay. Also remember, we got the coronavirus going on, so some people might just be taking their properties off. Yeah. So it's things like listings like this, you're just kind of like, man, what, you know what I mean? We got to kind of sell them on something else, because the person did a really good job on marketing it. Maybe it was probably overpriced. As you can see, they first listed at $459,000. Now they're trying to list it at 418, 419, or 420, whatever. But let's move on to the next one. See, these people like this. For some reason, I'm getting the dates confused. I'm not sure if they're off the market or on the market right now. But whatever. We'll skip this one. Not a good example. And then also with these guys, like we're quickly running through this list, okay? We're making our contacts. We're quickly going through this list. This list replenishes. Don't worry about messing up. This bunch of names pop up every day, and they're not going to remember you anyway. So, for instance, this one, withdrawn conditional. Hey, Katie, can you jump on real quick? What does withdrawn conditional mean? That's a new term for me over here in Orlando.
So withdrawn conditional means that there's some sort of an agreement still with the listing brokerage. So if you think about your listing agreements, on your listing agreements, there's a cancellation fee. So let's say I had $1,000 cancellation fee for a seller to cancel their listing with me, but I'm not going to let them out of that until I get my $1,000 back. So that's what a conditional means, is that there's still some sort of an agreement with the prior listing office. Be very careful on those. It kind of depends. Now, the downside is most brokerages don't really understand the difference of what a conditional and unconditional means. So if I were you, I would still maybe try to prospect to them. But, be careful. If they come back and say that they're still with an agent, then, lay off.
Good. Yeah, man, like all these guys, like, think about it. Think about how many people, like, unless the client tells you, hey, I'm working with the agent, I'm still working. All right, cool. But you being aggressive and you being an aggressive agent going after a business that clearly says withdrawn, okay? Don't be shy about that. Don't be, don't worry about that. I got to figure out when this actually.
I would still go after those. Because they're still showing as withdrawn.
Yeah.
Just one bit of advice, and I don't know if you cover this, is whenever you go after like a withdrawn listing, I always print out the synopsis showing that when you contacted them, it was still showing withdrawn. Because if you contact the seller and let's say they relisted with their old company, well, now you're contacting an active listing. So I like to print that off. That way it shows proof that at the time that you contacted the seller, it was definitely showing as expired or withdrawn.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I never really, honestly, never really had that many problems with it. Nobody really gets that upset for you. Drake, let me take that back. People do get upset, but they're not like trying to report you or anything. Like, hey, man, you knew it was withdrawn for a little bit. I'm sorry. Just doing my normal part. But that'd be a great thing to add in there.
You do you, Javier.
But as you can see, some really good listings here. We just got to show them what we do differently and offer up our services. See, I'm getting confused. I'm seeing this. I'm seeing a lot of people really short time frames with all the coronavirus right now. So we're getting a little bit of bad data right now. I don't know what happened. All right, getting a little bit of bad data right now, but essentially trying to get to the point. Say this is a listing, we want to contact them. Generally, there will be a phone number here. This one says no phone number. But that doesn't mean like we just stop right there, okay? That means like, hey man, if it's a really good listing, if it's something like you really want, we have the address. We can send a piece of mail. We can even go. Well, during the coronavirus, I wouldn't really suggest coming up to somebody's door unsolicited and knocking on it. But for future references, like, hey man, we got an address there. That's something very powerful. And trust me, not many agents are willing to go up there and knock on the door and be like, hey man, I know your listing just came off the market. If you're still interested in selling, I'd love to show you exactly what me and my company can do for marketing your property. You're gonna be very impressed. Okay? You come over there and say something like that to somebody, they'll be like, yeah, well, I guess I am still interviewing. Yeah, I am still interested. Okay? And then we instantly got a face-to-face before they got blown up by everybody else trying to call them and get them that way. Okay? So even if this doesn't have any phone number, utilize that utilize that that address, okay? Either with a really good mailer or going up to their house and talking to them. So let's get on to this. I want to hopefully get some good examples of what we could do. Because you'll see these properties that you'll see these properties that are good listings, but like this is a good example. You know what I mean? Bad photos, bad presentation. This is somebody that we could definitely help. It's probably a little bit overpriced, but this is like a good example. Okay. Yeah, definitely a good example because one has bad photos, bad presentation, probably overpriced, and it's a small company, exactly. So it's a small company, so they didn't even get the marketing out there. So these people are like this is the people we're looking for. Okay, obviously double check, make sure like you might want to do a Zestimate on it real quick just to make sure it is not grossly overpriced before you call them. You have a little bit more information, but these are the type of people that we get excited for. These are the type of people we could definitely help. Okay, so you look at their phone number, Sherry Davis. Do not call. That DNC means do not call. Do not call. But that 407, we call that one. Okay. I've had a lot of agents say, "Hey man, like it says do not call, but can I still text them?" I don't really know the legalities behind it, but I would text them. Who knows? But then also, you know, I mean, these people, this person is such a good, what we're exactly looking for. Like, I would definitely get excited to drive to St. Cloud and definitely try to find them in normal conditions when the coronavirus isn't there. Okay. Because even if it's, you know what I mean, 280, 275, 270, that's still a good commission check. The only thing you have to do really is drive out there. So essentially, you're gonna go down all the list, checking the MLS, verifying properties that you can help, really good properties. We're either gonna text them, call them, mail them, or knock on their door. Okay. And essentially, what we're saying is gonna be, hey, say we're calling on the phone. Hey, is this the owner of whatever street? Yeah, it is. Hey, I'm a realtor of Century 21. How are you doing? Always use comedy. Comedy's always good. It kind of like when you're first introducing yourself, like use an upbeat tone of voice. If you sound like the Grand Inquisitor, like an investigator talking to them, they're gonna be turned off. Okay, use comedy. Okay, the thing I would always just say is super easy. Hey, are you still looking to sell your house? That's a lot of times you're gonna get yes, no, whatever. If they say yeah, cool, perfect. I'd love to show you. I'd love to see if you're still interviewing agents, because I'd love to show you exactly what me and my company do for our marketing. You're gonna be very impressed. Okay, so if they're still interested in selling the house and they're still interested in interviewing agents, which they probably didn't even think about interviewing, but now the thought is in their head. They're like, oh yeah, definitely. We get it in that way pretty easily. Obviously, it's not going to be that easy every time. You're going to get a couple of different things they're going to say all the time. Okay. So let me just reiterate this. Hey, Higher Standard Realtor of Century 21. Notice your house just came off the market. Are you still interested in selling your house? So yeah, all right, great. You still interviewing agents? I'd love to show you exactly what me and my company can do for marketing on your property. Set up the date. Really easy stuff. This is what you should be expecting. Okay, generally it's not that easy because everybody be doing it. You're gonna get a couple of different objections. All right, so I already found a realtor. Already found another realtor. So you probably already interviewed a realtor, but they haven't quite signed, or something just is not active just yet. Remember from my last class though, don't remember the smoke screens. Okay, all these are essentially just smoke screens. They're just trying to get you off the phone. You're a stranger. They talked to a bunch of realtors already, and most realtors like hang up after this. Okay, hey, I already found a realtor. So you can kind of just agree with them. Hey, I totally, that's awesome, man. I totally hear what you're saying. But what I really love is just show you exactly what I do for what I do, like try to differentiate yourself. What I do for my marketing, I'm telling you, you're gonna be very impressed. And worst case scenario, this might give you some ideas that you guys could use when you reactivate the property on the market with your new realtor. So we're positioning it as a win-win scenario. Hey, you got nothing to lose. I want to show you exactly what I do for my marketing. In worst case scenario, you don't like me, you know, I have to say, at least you might get some ideas out of it. Okay. if the guy has any inclination of might be wondering to see what other realtors are doing, this would be a great way to at least get your foot in the door and be able to present what you actually do. And if you have a really good listing presentation and you are confident what you're doing, a lot of times that's all it takes. Okay. I decided I don't want to sell anymore. You're gonna get that one a lot. Okay. And the same thing with the class I had the other day. It's just a smoke screen a lot of the times. It could be, hey, I'm deciding not to sell anymore, but they're willing to sell it a month from now or 2 months from now. Still a great lead. Still something we could definitely work with. Okay. So just like the same thing, you just gotta acknowledge what's going on and kind of do the sidestep of the smoke screen. So, hey, I totally understand. Hey, let me ask you something. What's kind of holding you up? Okay. Obviously, you're gonna say in a friendly manner, hey, all right, cool, man. I totally understand. But hey, while I got you on the phone, like, what's holding you up? Okay. Because we have to figure out if it's a legitimate reason or not. Okay. Hey, I just lost my job and I'm not going anywhere. Or the market's not good, or whatever the situation might be. Or I'm getting divorced, I'm staying, she's keeping the house and I'm leaving. Something like that. I don't know. We got to figure out if it's a legitimate reason or not, or if it's something we could work around. Okay. Which most times this might change their mind. You know what I mean? We just got to educate them. But what essentially we're going to say is like, hey man, I totally understand. I don't really care if it's next week, next month. I'd really love just to get in front of you and show you exactly what I do for my marketing. I hope a bunch of people in your position, I'm telling you, you're going to be very impressed. And also you might want to add in there, it's like, oh yeah, they tell you the idea is like, hey man, I totally understand. What I'd really love to do is you know what I mean, this week or in the next 2 weeks, I'd love to show you exactly what I do. Even though you might not be ready in 3 or 4 months. And then you kind of break it down to like this. So I know how it goes, man. You say you're gonna call me back, and you know, you're probably gonna forget about me. But at least this way, I'll show you what I could do, and then when you are ready, you at least have my name. You put a face to a name, and you actually remember me. All right. So don't let hey, I don't want to sell anymore for 6, 12 months. Kind of, we still want to get a face to face. We always want to get a face to face. So, and sometimes you break it down like with them like that, it makes it breaks through people because they can understand that. Yeah, it's like, yeah, man, I probably will forget about you. Okay, it's totally understandable. So I like to use that all the time. Anytime somebody's trying to hold off for a couple months, I'm trying to get face to face with them sooner than later, because I know the sooner I know for a fact, one, if I meet with them, my odds of getting a listing dramatically increase. 2, I'm probably people really only interview 2 or 3 people. Okay. So the likelihood of me being one of those top 2 or 3 is pretty damn high. But I know for a fact, if I wait 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, he's going to find somebody else that did the exact same thing. And then they're first called. Okay. So we're going to take the house off the market for a bit and relist in blank time frame. Okay. So this one is kind of the same thing. All right. I totally understand. You want to wait till this, but let me just say this. I don't care if it's tomorrow, next week, next month. The only thing I really want is an opportunity to show you exactly what me and my company do for marketing your house. I'm telling you, you'll be very impressed. Sound fair enough? You keep saying, you kind of keep looping that same way. The hook's always going to be, hey man, I want to show you exactly. I want to have the opportunity to show you exactly what me and my company can offer when marketing your house. That's pretty much the hook. As you can see, I always say that over and over and over and over and over again. And I also say, hey man, you're gonna be very impressed. Or I helped a bunch of people. That confidence behind it really have people remember you. Okay. So we gotta realize when you're talking to people, like most realtors aren't very good. So when they finally talk to a guy that knows what he's talking about, it definitely, and has confidence behind it, they definitely remember it. Okay. So always remember that. So you obviously, I mean, try to set something up, try to set up a listing presentation next week, next month, whenever. Okay. They're like, oh, no, I'm just really gonna, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, man, like, I'm just gonna hold off for right now. Hey, don't get all mad about it. Just politely agree and just say, hey man, all right, if you don't mind, I'm can I follow you up when we're closer to whatever time frame? 9 times out of 10, they say, yeah, definitely. Please do. So what I like to do is put them in the CRM and then contact them. Like, they're like, hey, man, give me a call in 3 months. I'm giving them a call in like 1 month. So I know they're usually lying, okay? And you'll see them on the MLS with somebody else. Somebody else more aggressive. You got to be very aggressive with these people. And then when you're following up with these guys, like, which I guess I over down here. When you're following up with them, like, you know what I mean, be persistent and be resourceful, but also try to get in front of them. Don't use it. Don't just randomly follow up like, hey, just checking in on you. That's never good. What makes you different from my other realtor? Hey, all you realtors suck. What makes you different from my other realtor? Well, if we're looking at this property, hey man, like, first of all, and this when I say prepare, like, have some things prepared that you kind of know about yourself already. Super easy one for say a property like this, like, well, hey man, first of all, I use professional photos on all my listings. That simple thing you can say generally turns the clock for everybody. And then you're gonna quickly hit them with, you know what I mean, trying to set up the appointment. Hey, well, first of all, man, I use professional photos on all my listings. But what I really love to do is show you exactly what I do for my marketing. Can we set something up? I don't care if it's next week. I don't care if it's next week, next month. Really just want to get in front of you, man. I helped a bunch of people just like you. That's simple a lot of times, okay? Obviously, not everybody is going to be up for it. You know what I mean? A lot of people aren't going to be up for it. All right? So this is a numbers game. That's why we're quickly breezing through this list. We're not really caring too much. We just have to just knock it out, okay? Whether text message, calling them. And remember, in this day and age, not everybody's picking up their phones. There'll be very little people pick up their phones. So start utilizing text messages. Start utilizing video voice memos and stuff like that. The door knocking is great. A lot of you guys want to do door knocking, but then you guys don't want to do, yeah, I want to door knock all these neighborhoods. All right, how about you door knock this list? That'd be a targeted door knock. That'd be a door knock that will actually produce really good results. Okay, if we do it consistently. Following up, everybody is going to be ready to meet right away. You know, this is why the importance of that CRM is so important. How are we going to keep up with these, you know what I mean, all these names we got here every day, okay, with their own different stories and different days they want us to follow up with them, okay? The only way we're going to be able to do that is utilize that CRM that we provide completely for free. So I want like we have all these cool, like, we have the CRM to keep up all of our buyers and all of our sellers. I'm telling you, this is the only way you're gonna be able to keep up with all these people. Okay, if we're doing this correctly, we're talking to everybody that we need to talk to on a daily basis. Your CRM is gonna start filling up with a database of potential sellers and buyers. Okay, so we need a way to have the reminders. Oh, follow up with the guy that lives on this, whatever that address is, on this day, because I said I was. Okay. Tips: have your listing presentation ready to go before you start calling. Know what you bring to the table. I guess I should have read this before I started talking. We are all right. So yeah, we're not strong arming people to meet with us. Okay. So I know some of you guys can be really good on the phone, like, but remember, like, we're not strong arming these people to meet with us. Okay. Because even if you like, convince them, you're like going really hard and convincing them, and they might just say, yeah, come on over, just to get you off the phone, okay? And they're just going to cancel out later. It's better to play the longer term game, the longer term follow up game, than trying to convince them to get an appointment right now, okay? So just always remember that. Oh yeah, so this is very, very, very important. Many times, like, obviously, like, we're gonna have a conversation with somebody. Well, let me backtrack. The biggest thing we're facing when we're talking to these people, calling these people, isn't you, is the fact that they don't know you, okay? That's the biggest thing. The biggest thing is they do not know you, okay? If they knew you, they knew how good you would do. They knew your services. They put a face to a name. You're not some dude just calling. You're just not a random 407 number calling. You're not a random text message. You're an actual real person, and you do a good job. They will list with you. And you know it, okay? So the biggest thing we're facing is that they don't know you. So the way to combat that is not by sweet talking them over the phone really, really good. Like maybe make a short conversation, you know what I mean? But send them more information about you, yourself, your picture, your website, your company. So they start putting a face to a name, okay? You're not just some random person over the phone now. They're on your website. They see your picture. They see your bio. They see your reviews. They see what company you're working with. You know what I mean? You build a lot more credibility. So when you follow up, it makes it so much more easier. Okay. So what I would do is I would call the guys, you know what I mean, whatever conversation we'd have, you know what I mean, and immediately send them a link to all my website and all my reviews or a video of myself. Okay. That way, one, it breaks it up. Nobody's doing it. Two, they're instantly putting a name to the face that just randomly called them. And three, it gives them a chance to maybe like, you know what I mean, an hour next day, they'll relook me back up. And now I'm in their head. Now I'm buying mind share. Now when they are really looking to interview agents and I conveniently follow up with them, they're gonna be so much easier to set an appointment with. Okay. So always remember that. Yeah, so this is the text I would say. Okay, and I'll attach the link from our website. So this is another good thing. So you'd also want to follow up. When I was telling you, like, you don't want to follow up with just an hey, how are you doing? You want to follow up with some cool things that you actually do. Hey man, look, here's an example of some my last listings, professional photography. Definitely do it for you. Something simple and sweet like that is a lot better than, hey, how you doing? Hey, are you ready to list now? Okay. Send some marketing material like, hey man, my company, we syndicate over 400 real estate websites. We could definitely get the word out there. Maybe you have a seller guide, things like that. All this stuff is that downtime that we have, that we talk about. You know what I mean? Not every day you're gonna be showing properties. Not every day you're gonna be negotiating contracts. Some days you're gonna have that downtime for a couple hours. We utilize that downtime to get all this stuff in place. You know what I mean? Your seller guide, your marketing material, all that stuff that we need to do, have it in place. Because when you start doing this, like you're gonna notice how big of a difference it is and how big of I don't know what word I was looking for, but you get it. Let's see where we at. Let me see. Any questions? I didn't even check this. I thought HEPA was not buying houses at this time. Yeah, so all this stuff I'm talking about is during normal market conditions. So I don't know. Yeah, Home Partners America is not buying anything, but you know, in 6 months they probably are going to be buying something. So, any other questions? Cool. I want to show you guys something real quick. There's additional resources, like I was telling you guys on the company-wide meeting, in the Century 21 University. There's a bunch of stuff on here, man, related to expireds and listing properties. Like one of the first steps you need to do is just learn about it. Learn about different ideas. Learn about everything you can do, and then start formulating what you guys want to do. So utilize all this stuff that you have right at your fingertips. So right here, the Century 21 University, all these recruiting, these script library. You access that. And look, man, we got scripts for sellers, all this cool stuff we got here. I want you guys, everybody jump in here and start like learning all this stuff. Text messaging scripts, I guess. We got for sale by owner scripts. We got expired scripts. Okay. So this is expired, just expired, and then still expired. Okay. So check all this stuff out. And then also in this learning library, if you just jump in here and on this sidebar right here, maybe type expired, you have some videos come out, 2-minute videos, a virtual lead gen class on expireds. You type right here, listings, just listing itself. We're gonna come up with this video listing presentation, a 9-minute video. So let's everybody on this thing, let's do this video. Virtual listings, you're gonna be doing that a lot. Let's check out that video. This is all the stuff we need to. This is all the stuff we need before we even try this stuff. Okay? Because it's like a thing. If we don't prepare well, we don't have confidence. We're not gonna do well. We're gonna get discouraged. Okay? So it's like getting in a fight. You get your ass beat enough times. You're not gonna want to fight nobody anymore. Okay? But if we prepare, we become some MMA fighters or something. We'll be good to go. Okay? Expired listings, these audios. Let's see what else they got. Listings. Anything you guys really would want to look for, just type right here on this side, and you'll find a bunch of crazy stuff. So definitely start using all that. Any questions, guys? Hector, any questions? What you got, man? You're muted, but I can hear you on the other side.
Good stuff, Javier.
I think we're good to go then, guys. If we're good, let's see. Juliana, what we got? Who's that on here? I'm gonna start. Juliana, we're good.
We're good, Javier. Thank you.
All right, guys.
All right.
Let's do this though, real quick. I want everybody to email. I want everybody to email Lindsay. Get on that list. Go on the Center 21 University and start looking up all that good stuff. Okay, we gotta get as much knowledge as we can get right now, and start learning. And then I want everybody to at least like on those expired lists, like first, it's gonna be really easy action to do. Just send us some text messages. Send us some text messages. Get the flow of looking at these expired lists, searching it on the MLS, and getting some contacts out there. Okay, if you see a really good listing and you have enough confidence, go door knock. Oh no, do not go door knocking right now. But have the thought in your mind for when the coronavirus is free. But other than that, I'm out. Later, guys.